What's up, y'all? What's up? Y'all know where I'm at. If you don't know where I'm at, I be Wolfgang Amadeus, though. What's up? What it good do? Yeah, welcome. Before I even get started, let me just chop it up with everyone. Live chat, where we at? Appreciate everybody here. Already got 6 likes. I appreciate that as well. I am broadcasting live from Los Angeles. Welcome to Set in the West. I'm Wolfgang Amadeus. How many of the people? How many people we got here that just really love hip hop? What's up, Akshaya? Appreciate you. I started early. I was gonna actually start, but I started early. Hip hop. What's up? Hey, Fran Claudia, Fran Claudia. What's up, Auntie Leah? Appreciate you. Um, what's up, Miss? Is it Miss Lucia? LP? What's up? Patricia Blair, Golden Aries, what's up? Barbara Martinez, what's up? Makia Sanders, what's up? This is what's up. I'm gonna give a little bit of a little history for the late great J Dilla and this fabulous piece of artwork that's gonna live for eternity called Donuts. Damn, one of my favorites. One of my favorite projects. It's one of my favorite projects right here. Ever, ever. I've had this CD for 20 years straight up. So and I'll be damned if it got a scratch on it. Well, there might be some scratches on it, but oh man, it got a nice little nasty little scratch on the front. You got the D, but the back, yeah, man, it still runs smooth. So, how many of y'all love hip hop? What's up? Fit for living now. What's up? Greetings, greetings. Oh, Lucia, is that what it is, Miss Lucia? I'm sorry. You know, I tried to get it out as best as I could. What's up, Ashley Paradox? What's up? Yeah, I just want to speak about that. Just this donuts, not donut, donuts. Leisha, okay, Miss Leisha. All right. Oh, like Alicia. Oh, I should have figured that out. Well, appreciate you, Miss Leisha. Welcome to the West. Welcome to Set in the West. And the Cyan Turtle, Compton. What's up with Compton? I'm in Watts. I'm actually in Watts. If you don't know what this is, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, Stone's throw. I think Benny Sings is Stone's throw. Shout out to Benny Sings. I think he is. Yeah, I was doing just a little bit of research on this project. And rest in peace to Jay Dilla. If you don't know Jay Dilla, you got to get to know him. He may be out of a few of these new hip hoppers, radars, but this guy, he was ahead of his time, especially with this album. He was ahead of his time. He was way ahead of his time, just ahead of his time. What's up, Cat? Appreciate you. He was just ahead of his time, just in general. Period. Like Jay Dilla, one of the greatest, one of the illest. I think the first time I heard his production, yeah, Quasimodo, Madlib, yeah. And speaking of Madlib, shout out to my homegirl from Watts. Y'all look her up. Her name is Sugar Ray, spelled Shugarare. Sugar Ray. She got a song with Madlib. Well, she got a song produced by Madlib, I believe, and it's with Glasses Malone. She the queen of Watts, and Glasses is just the mayor of Watts or whatever. Shout out to Glasses. Yeah, Peanut Butter Wolf is the truth too. I love that 805 Luke Pack. Um, What's my man name? Planet Asia. Yeah, yeah, like that's family. That's family. So yeah, you say some of my friends. That's what's up. Yeah, real hip hop, and I'm not trying to distinguish the say real from fake or whatever, but this is authentic hip. The people that you just mentioned, the people that I just mentioned, authentic hip hop. Um, yeah, so you got to get them probably. Yeah, Lupac, love that. When I'm on the mic, the first time, no, I heard Dilla's production. Let me just say that real quick. First time I heard Dilla's production, and I realized it was Dilla's production. I think it was like Farside's second album, Lab Cabin, California. What's up, Barbara J? I was, and I still am. I'm a big proponent fan of Farside. That first album, crazy. Bizarre Ride to the Far Side. Then they had the second album, Lab Cabin, California. It was a good time for me. It was the first time I started like driving through LA, and I literally had that tape. I had the lab. No, I had the CD too, but I had the tape. Not the CD of Lab Cabin, California. And along with the Fugees, along with Mobb Deep, along with Raekwon's first album, Only Built for Cuban Links. I was a LA dude, just rocking everything, driving and just whipping and driving and listening to everything. And that was like the soundtrack of my life. We didn't have streaming, we didn't have the internet like that. We had tapes, we had CDs, CDs, nigga. Uh, yeah, you're on the East Coast. You never heard of these rappers? Yeah, look them up. Look up Madlib. Look up Peanut Butter Wolf. Look up Loot Pack. Just look. I would dare you to just look up Loot Pack when I'm on the mic. A dope joint from like the late '90s, early 2000s. Look up my man Planet Asia, Rascal. All. That's a whole different brand of just West Coast 805. That's between the Bay Area and LA. I would basically say look them up. Yeah, look them up. Dope hip hop. Like you would enjoy yourself if you like this type of music. If you like hip hop, you're gonna love all those rappers that I heard of, Alicia. That I just mentioned, Alicia. So yeah, I mean, I used to listen to everything. Though from a DJ Clue tape that the homegirl came from Brooklyn and was like, "Yo, I'm buying them like $10." That was a lot back then, but I'm buying mixtapes from the DJ Clue mixtapes from the homegirl who just came back from New York and loving all of it, loving all like man, mixtapes was the thing. Mixtapes was the thing. I think the best thing you could do is put together a dope ass mixtape to put yourself out there as an MC, or I mean as a DJ and as a producer. This album almost like falls like a beat tape, like a mixtape too, but it's a lot more sentimental to me, and it means a lot more than just like a regular mixtape. I think the first mixtape that I listened to back day, man, was something called Rap 88. I remember it had it was funny. It had, what was that one joint, Paid in Full by Rakim. I just remember before the beat came on, Paid in Full, and this fool mixed in Gerald Levert. I ain't no Casanova. Me and Romeo ain't never been friends. Like I was like, this is crazy. Then Rakim start rapping, thinking of a master plan. I was like, this is. Oh, excuse my. I've been working. I'm sorry. Y'all are probably my knuckles. I literally just got off work, and I use my hands. You see these hands? No. But no, that mixtape just took me on a ride. Just I always would like dope mixtapes, dope songs. You know what I'm saying? And this reminds me of a mixtape because it got like the mixtape feel. It's like a beat tape. Anyway, look, first time I heard Dilla, I think it was, yeah, like I was saying, Lab Cabin, California. Thank you, Sharon Ray. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. First time I heard Dilla, or what I realized was Dilla, was, yeah, Lab Cabin, California. And I believe the Far Side were producing some stuff. They were producing some joints, and the first album I forget. I mean, it was a lot of who all produced on that first album. But that first album was crazy for the Far Side. But the Lab Cam in California, classic. It was, I mean, Drop. Dilla produced that, I believe. Running, Dilla produced that. Why? I think Dilla produced that. There's so much. There's so much that Dilla produced, and Dilla didn't just produce. He created his own. He created his own. Like he created his own. Like hold up, look. Let me pull something up real quick. Let me see how much of a how much slack they'll give me for this. He created something called Dilla Time. For those who don't know what Dilla Time is, he turned the MP, and I have the same type of MP he uses. I have that same MP. He turned that MP into like not just a drum machine or a drum loop. He turned it into like an instrument, and it wasn't just like him programming it. He would beat it. Thank you. Oh man, Sharon Ray, appreciate you. Thank you. Um, the way Dilla would program the drums on the MP. He created his own style, his own thing called um, Dilla Time. And basically, Dilla Time is like the beat with a drum machine is usually programmed. It's usually predictable patterns, right? He made it almost like it was a human drum, like he would like a human drum machine, but a human like a human on a drum, and he would do his own thing. Like it was different. He didn't look for someone to come up in that era and just create like something out of nothing. Samples. People was hating on sampling. Dilla turned sampling into something different. Like his samples, he recreated. It's just hard to even explain. My, he would turn a sample and make it original almost. Like I mean, shout out to Kanye. Kanye was inspired by Dilla, and Kanye did his things with samples, but Dilla was like the drum god, the sample god, man. I mean, for real. Like he inspired so many. I'm finna pull up hiatus coyote, which you wouldn't even think they were inspired by Dilla, but they were. This joint they got right here called hold on. I don't want to get a strike. I'm trying to find that part. I'm trying to find this part on this song by Hiatus. Okay, I don't want to get struck. That's why I'm being very careful. But let me see if I can find that one part. Hold on. Oh man. Okay. Again, I don't want to get struck. Man. Okay, here it is. Look, Dilla Time. Here's an example of Dilla Time. And this band, hold on, y'all, hold on. This band here, I mean, they have a live drummer, but I'm pretty sure they've used a drum machine. Like that's Dilla Time. Hold on, and I'm trying not to get struck because I don't want to, I want to play it, but I don't want to play it. That Dilla is a genius. Years later, being able to straight up just create his own drum time, create his own drum time. I mean, shout out to all the drummers out there, dope drummers. Dilla was just a genius with it, so you got to give him his credit, got to give him his props. I believe his original MP, the 3000 that he had, I think it's sitting somewhere in the Smithsonian somewhere. I believe, I think, and his drums are just different. His drum patterns were different, and I bring up the joint when I first heard him do, which was "Running" by the Far Side. Can't keep running away. Dilla, if you listen to the beginning of that and the drums when they first come on, it's like, and it's not in a 8 bar loop. It wasn't like, if you listen to it, he didn't loop it. It was just he you can tell he's sitting there hitting it like, I think it goes for like 25 bars until it loops. It's something crazy. Like if you study hip hop, you study music, and you listen to that, you're like, you're not that song running, that the drum loop on running is not something that was totally different for the time too. I don't even think people are doing that now. But he did not loop 8 bars or 16 bars. Like that's what I'm saying. This man was a genius. Rest in peace, James Yancey, J Dilla. Yeah, I'm just showing appreciation, to be honest, because um, even right here, what it says, my favorite producer, J Dilla from Detroit, Pharrell Williams. And JD is the drum god. His drums can't be topped. Kanye West. So yeah, he produced for Common. He produced for Tribe Called Quest. He produced for De La Soul. Oh, De La Soul, Stakes is High. Like that whole album, number one classic. Just classic. I heard some stuff that like Q-Tip tried to produce for De La at the time when they had Dilla for Stakes is High, which was what was it, the third album? Long awaited. Everybody was waiting on this album, Stakes is High, and Dilla came through. The shit that I heard that Q-Tip did was trash. And no disrespect to Q-Tip. Q-Tip is dope too. But you compare Q-Tip to Dilla, come on, stop it. But that's a whole nother conversation. I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that. Um, I had a debate with Jag because I could have swore. Do you guys remember Pete Rock and CL Smooth? They reminisce over you. T Roy, they dedicated it to Trouble T Roy from uh, Heavy D's group, the Heavy D and the Boys. And he's a young brother that was a dancer, fell off the stage or whatever, died. And I think they dedicated that song to T Roy, Trouble T Roy. They reminisce over you. Now, I was told in my hip hop circles that as I got older, they're like, who really was up under Pete Rock? Dilla was up under Pete Rock for years. And Dilla, Ghost produced They Reminisce Over You. And I'm listening to it. And I'm like, this does sound like it got Dilla's fingerprints all over it. I think I hit Jag with that. And she got really upset because her and Pete Rock are cool. And, no disrespect to Pete Rock. Pete Rock is dope. But she got really upset. And it was like, you know, uh, yeah, fell off a docking stage. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she said, no, Pete Rock really produced that. There was no help, blah, 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 this and that or whatever. And I believe her. I believe her. But I'm talking to like hip hop enthusiasts, people who've been in the studios or people who had a little bit of history. And maybe they were throwing throwing something off out there by saying, Dilla Ghost produced for Pete Rock in his early days. I don't know, but it do sound like it. Yeah, Watts Towers in the background. That's right, MIDI doctors. Yep. I am in Watts. Again, this is set in the West. I'm Wolfgang Amadeus, and I am in Watts, California. Um, anyway, yeah, Jay Dilla, one of the realest, one of the dopest. I almost was in that video. What was the video they did? They did it at Universal Studios. I did get called. This was in like 2000, 2001, I believe, for Slum Village. And I forgot the name of the video, but I was about to be in that video with them, with T3 and them and all that, but I didn't make it. I didn't go. I never met Dilla, but man, like he low key was like the producer for the soundtrack for most of my like um, junior high, high school, and then beyond. Because he produced for Busta Rhymes, dope production for Busta Rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Dope production for Busta Rhymes. No, I was about to say Everything Remains Raw wasn't him. That was Mo B. Mo B. Shout out to Mo B. Mo B did Everything Remains Raw, but J Dilla did a bunch of remixes, and then he did a bunch of stuff on. Did he do some stuff on the Extinction Level event? I mean, he touched he did a production for yeah. Dilla was part of Slum Village, one of my favorite groups. That's why from Far Side to Slum Village, like it was an easy transition when Slum Village was doing that thing, and um, people were hearing about Slum Village. We thought, oh, we got to get that Slum Village. Um, yeah. I don't want to go too far off into the topic though. I mean, this album though, Dilla Donuts, and the reason why it's called Donuts, I'll tell y'all in the end. It's a secret why it's called Donuts. But let's open it up. Let's open it up. Real simple. J Dilla Donuts. Boom. There's nothing here. That's this here. Randy's Donuts. I was there last week. Y'all know that, right? Yeah. It's real simple artwork. Love it. Love it. Love it. You know what I'm saying? Got the Randy's Donuts right here, and got the D for Detroit. Shout out to the D and J Dilla Donuts. I mean, the first intro is. No. That's not the intro. The intro is a dope sample, and it's only like 30 seconds. Strings, whoop whoop. It's called. It's actually called the outro. And the first song was the outro, but he used it at the end of the joint. It's like, okay, y'all really got to listen to this album. And I want to play it, but I don't want to get struck or whatever. But I'm just gonna run through it and just the genius of it, and it's like a little bit of backstory about the album and why it was sentimental to me. So the first joint is like the outro. It's wild. Like I'm just listening to it and I'm paying attention to it esoterically as well. Second joint is called Working on It. Dope sample, really dope sample. Working on it. One of my favorite. Like when I first heard this album, that just got me. Like, oh, that instrumental is dope. And like I said, this album is like it's an instrumental album that's just like like I said, it's like a beat tape. I was rapping back day. I wrote some stuff, spit to some like just to get my if I didn't have a beat for something or if I just wanted to write to something. A lot of stuff that I wrote in the late 2000s, I wrote to these instrumentals. So shout out to that. It was like a beat tape for most of us. Um, just so many dope albums. I'm just gonna move on up. I remember the tenth song on the album, "Time," the Donut of the Heart. Drake used it a year after he passed. This album dropped in 2006. It dropped 20 years ago today. No, not today. In 2 days, it will be 20 years when this album dropped. And it dropped, what is it, the day before his birthday, right? No, I think it dropped. Yeah, I think it dropped on his birthday. What? No. God dang it. When did Donuts drop? I know it was like 2007, 2006, but it was February 7th. I'm just trying to figure out when Dilla's birthday. Um, uh, yeah, he passed. So Dilla passed on the 10th. They dropped this on the 7th. I believe his birthday is the 8th. I may be wrong, but he dropped this album. 3 days later, he passes away, and it hurt everybody that was like real hip hop. I was friends with like T3 from from Slum Village on my MySpace back in the day, and he was hurt. And I sent him a message. It was like, man, this hurt my heart, and I know I didn't know Dilla, but I just was expressing like not on some dick riding shit. I just was like, yo, this dude so talented. I'm gonna miss uh, any new production from him, and I know it's really hurting y'all because I think him and Bontan and T3 and the other guy, what was the no, it was the other who was there before Elzai. Nonetheless, T3 was the main dude that I was hitting on. MySpace, and I just felt his pain. He messaged me back and was just like, and I was just like, yeah, because that was their buddy. That was their buddy, and dude just like passed away out of just like, yo, like man, um, they say he was a good dude. They say he was a really good dude, humble person. I remember the joints where he was rapping. He had the one joint, "Fuck the Police," and Dilla had his own little rap albums and stuff too. And he was nice on the mic. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, when he passed away, it hit us different. It hit everybody different. I'll just say it like that. Dilla was something special. Some people will say Dilla was a damn alien. I'm not saying all that, but he passed away from like a blood disorder and lupus. I done heard stories about some other stuff saying it, but like I'm not going into that though. I'm not going to even disrespect him with all that, but he passed away. Very sad, but he left us an instrumental album that's going to be here forever. Like I don't care. In 1,000 years, people are going to listen to this and go, "Whoa, this guy was ahead of his time, way ahead of his time." Donuts wasn't like just an instrumental album. It was like hip hop scripture. Let's really get into it. You know what I'm saying? And it isn't like background music. Like I said, it's a master class in rhythm, sampling, and emotion because um, you listen to these beats. They're not traditional hip hop beats. It's not even you can't even put like jazzy on it. It's just something like and then like I said, the Dilla time, the just he was producing these joints. He started back in 2005. Think like mid 2005 he started producing this album, and he was pretty much on this like in the hospital, in and out the hospital on the sick bed, deathbed damn near. And that's why when I listen to it, it's like, God, this guy was going through so much pain, and he was basically dying. And I'm pretty sure he was just like, this could be my last project. Let me put this out. Let me do this. Let me put it together. And I think the original beat tape was like 30 minutes. I forget how many songs, but then I was reading somewhere about Peanut Butter Wolf taking that beat tape and was trying to get or the project and trying to get it like get it distributed because he was basically like, this is a dope project. This needs to be out there. A lot of labels were not like taking it and or feeling it. Saying, you know, hip hop instrumentals don't really, you know, don't sell well. They were worried about the sales. I think Peanut Butter Wolf was more like, no, this is dope. This is classic. This needs to be out there. A lot of producers, industry producers, were already rocking with Dilla. He said Dilla used everything. He said he paid for a track. Oh man, that's messed up, Jag. Yeah, like Dilla, a lot of people use his tracks and didn't even really give him credit. I was reading somewhere where Ghost, and shout out to Ghost, because Ghost, I think after he passed away, after Dilla passed away, Ma Dukes, which is Dilla's mom, um, was like, "Hey, have you heard of Ghostface Killer?" She asked one of his partners if he heard of Ghostface Killer, and is he any good? And they were like, "Yeah, he's good." And they were like, "Oh yeah, you know, he got this joint. He got this joint he produced for somebody named Ghost. It says one for Ghost, and that's one of the joints on the album, one for Ghost. And is that the one where Ghost ended up using it called "Whip Me with My Strap"? Take me across the lap. He used to whip me with a strap when I was bad, and then Ghost used it on his album. I believe it was it Ghost Dini, but he used it on an album. Um, and yeah, say, do you remember Charisma? No, I don't. I don't remember Charisma. But yeah, look, a lot of producers got gems from Dilla, even on this album. Like I said, Drake ended up using that number 10 track for his mixtape. I think he didn't even get authorization to use it. You know, it is what it is. Common ended up using something from this album too. I forget the exact track. But yeah, like if you got a track from Dilla and Jag, I'm sure if Dilla made you a track or had you in mind, I could only imagine what it was. Dilla, You cannot. You can tell it's a Dilla beat, but every Dilla beat don't sound the same. Like now, shout out to Primo, and Primo's dope. Primo's another genius. And a lot of people don't know Primo is from where my folks is from. He from Texas. My folks is from Texas. And Primo, East Coast producer, you can tell though Primo's tracks. Like, oh yeah, that's Primo. He got a signature sound. I'll just say it like that. And Primo is dope. Dilla at the time you can tell it was a Dilla track, but then now there you got so many people that have bitten him. Now you kind of be like, oh damn, was that a Dilla track? Now I can listen to a producer and be like, oh yeah, that was Dilla influence. That's what I'll say. I can listen to a producer and be like, yeah, that was Dilla influence. You get what I'm saying? Um, anyway, let me get on with it though, because yeah, appreciate your meaty doctors. I'm just giving a little history, just a little, like I said, just a little bit of love about this album called Donuts. Like I said, released in 2006, and it sounded futuristic back then. And it came out around the time when he was dealing with a bunch of health issues. Like I said, he was producing it around mid 2005. He finished it up about towards the end of 2005, and he was on his sick bed. He was in the hospital, in and out the hospital. He produced it off of a, what is it, SP303 and a sampler. And the album is sentimental to me, and I'll get more into it later. But this album, it's not. It doesn't even feel like an album. It's like a diary. But it was like talk through beats, and it's sad because I like the last joints towards the end. What he had, High. He had one joint called High. What did he sample? Yeah. Ghostface used that one too. The one called High. And then the next joint after that is called Bye. And he sampled the joint from the Isley Brothers from the 80s. What was the joint from the Isley Brothers that he sampled? God, what was it? Common ended up using that beat too. Common ended up using that beat. Um, God, what was that song? Uh, J Dilla Bye sample. Yeah. Don't say good night. It's time for love. That's the name of the song. He sampled that as his like bye. And that kind of like the song, I mean, it's very sultry. It's a very sultry beat, and it's very soothing. Like how he flipped the sample was dope. But what he sampled, Don't Say Goodnight. It just reminded me of that one poem, Don't Go Into That, what is it? Don't Go Into That Good Night. Um uh it's a poem about death. Yeah, Don't Go Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. Don't go gentle into that good night. It says that just reminded me, that beat kind of reminded me of that poem, urging people uh, to not accept death passively. And I think he put his life energy, his thoughts, his everything into this project because he was just like, if I physically go, this is what's going to live forever. And it's beautiful. Like the whole project is beautiful. Like I said, I think it ended up 30 minutes at first, and then he added extra tracks. And it's not like they're full instrumentals of like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Some's like 30 seconds, some's a minute and a half. Some of it is, like maybe a 2 minute little, wasn't one joint. Only one could live for me. Two can win. That one. Just I got a bunch of just favorite joints. None of them are whack. None of them are whack. I'll say that none of these beats are whack, but they just flipping through these beats is like flipping through a photo album. Listening to these beats is like listening to a photo album. It wasn't structured like a typical producer rap album. Like I said, you had like short transitions and collages, and it's not an album of beats. It's an album of moments. That's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? Dilla swing again. I told y'all Dilla time. It's like an off grid bounce that feels human, but it's done on the drum machine. And producers still to this day study that like it's the holy grail for real. Dilla they basically made drum programming feel like a live musicianship. And look, his sample selection, it's not about finding samples and kind of pitching them up or chipmunking. Like he recontextualized them. He turned a lot of the old jazz rock. He even took like doo wop and turned it into. He sounded into something futuristic, like that one song. If y'all ever heard that one song by Slum Village called "Players," if you listen to the original, it's a damn doo wop group. And the funny thing is, the doo wop group is talking about it's talking chomo activity, real talk. It's about somebody's. It's called Claire. People thought it was saying player, and people thought Biggie. They thought he sampled Biggie when he was like player hater. He actually sampled a song called Claire, and it was about an uncle who wanted to be in a relationship with his niece. Now that ain't got nothing to do with Dilla. I'm just saying how he flipped that. Claire, Claire, Claire. Like it was a doo-wop group type shit, and he turned it into something. Dilla is a genius. Dilla, I ain't gonna even say was. He still is a genius. I don't think nobody would have, man. But this is proof that Dilla, he wasn't just sampling, and sampling wasn't about thieving. Sampling was a transformation. It really was. Yeah, and again, the emotional tone in this album, uh, it hits different because it has like joyness and sadness all in one. It feels like a celebration. It feels like a goodbye. It's like laughter and pain. The album is like it's almost a spiritual weight because of the timing of his life. He ironically died at the age of 33. Yeah, I think it was 33 in 3 days. So 33 and a third. 33 and a third is the typical RPM of a record. Well, unless you got a 45, and that I think that's different, or if you got one of them 78s, because they. But yeah, that's why they call them, 33 and a third. It was RPM, and then he passed away 33 years in 3 days. Yeah, man. But I got so many favorite tracks on this, and I can't even really begin to just think about who all were influenced by him. The whole lo-fi wave was influenced by Dilla. Of course, I'd mentioned Madlib, Kanye, Flying Lotus. I just played y'all hiatus Coyote, Alchemist. So any like beat tape guy on YouTube, y'all got that from Dilla. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the number is different. I'm not gonna get into you already know. I'm not gonna get into it with that, but yeah, I just say the symbology of it of him passing um 33 years and 3 days, 33 and a third. So it's not like 33 and a third of a year. You get what I'm saying? I'm just throwing it at you like that. Like that's some hip hop ish for you to go out on 33 and a third. Like my man Dr. Funkenstein, may he rest in peace. He went out on the 8th day of August, the 8th month, 808. You know what I'm saying? Same things to make you laugh and make you cry. And that's what this album was. It was like laughter and pain because it's like, yeah, he was probably going through it. Dilla was probably going through it. And I don't want to get into the sad stuff because it is kind of sad when you really be introspective about it, like you're on your last You know, maybe this is your last days, and you just doing what you love. Like I would love to go out like that, just doing what I love. Some of y'all, I don't want y'all to go out doing what y'all love, because some of y'all be trolling. Y'all gonna be trolling to death. It been some YouTubers on here who done died trolling. 24 hours of straight, 48 hours of straight trolling and passed out and died. Don't go out like that. Or some of you only fan girls, don't, we ain't trying to see you go out like that either. Um, but yeah, you go out going doing what you love. And Dilla went out doing what he loved. He was on his sick bed producing this album. It came out. He finished it around what, October, November of '05. Stone's Throw said, "All right, we're gonna put this out." They put it out there um, on the 7th. And the reason why it's sentimental to me, because my firstborn was born the day before, so I got a daughter, and then the next day I got a classic album that was released, and that was just like the soundtrack. And I used to roll around with. I got still got video of her as a kid. I'm rolling around, letting her listen to all this stuff. That's why, like I told you, I said it was. I was surprised for her to even know years later. She's like, when when MF Doom passed away. She's like, you know, MF Doom passed away. I'm like, what you know about MF Doom? But I forgot. I raised her on hip hop. And then yeah, and then 2 days later, Dilla passed away. Oh, 3 days later after that. 3 days later after the 7th, he passed away. And that's why it's sentimental to me, because it's like, I remember that time. And yeah, Dilla was the soundtrack for my youth, along with other producers. Shout out to, like I said, Moby. Shout out to just people don't give James Broadway his credit. Shout out to James Broadway, another dope MC, and Battle Cat too. Battle Cat is, come on. And Code 187, of course, Code 187, Dr. Dre. Q-Tip, I know I talk shit about Q-Tip, but Q-Tip, shout out to him too. He has some dope beats too. But Dilla, come on, Dilla is top tier, and of course Primo. But Dilla's the just if you're a producer, the only thing I would say is most producers, they'll judge themselves by if they can make something like donuts. I've yet to have seen any internet MC, I mean internet producer, to make it anything close to donuts for real. Um, and then look, he was so futuristic. He shaped the sound of the internet. If y'all listen to lo-fi hip hop, that's Dilla. There's so many influences, though. You know what I'm saying? Outside of just the music side of it. But I mean, what? I'll just end it with this. Why is Donut still the greatest album? Or I said it's not an album. A it's like a photo book through time. Why is it still one of the most revered pieces of artwork in hip hop, and it'll forever be that? Why? My man literally put his life into this. So rest in peace to J Dilla, and we appreciate this gift he gave to the world called donuts. Why did he call it donuts? Y'all, anybody got any answers on why he called it donuts? And then, do y'all want to go on y'all want to go on a little tour through Watts? Y'all want to see a dead body? Come on, let's go. Why did he call it donuts? I'm about to walk over here to Great Street Hood. I'm gonna see if 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 daylight is somewhere around. Now I remember coming here some years ago. For the West Coast Battle Rap League, I filmed something right here. Um, so shout out to, I forgot the name of that league. Um, yeah, why did he name it Donuts? Why did he name it Donuts? Shout out anyway. This is Watts. For those who don't know the history, let me point it this way. The Watts Towers. Look at that. It was built by Sam Rodia. believe he was a Italian immigrant who moved to this area and bought this plot of land, which is right here. It used to be his house. Bought this plot of land in what, the 40s or after World War I, after World War II, and then he I guess his house was here, but it got burnt down. But this was his backyard, and he started making this out of things that he found along Alameda in the corridor, the railway corridor that's down Alameda, and that's like down the street. That's like right over there. But yeah, this is the watchtowers. They literally were going to tear it down because they said it was an eyesore. They literally came in and took um, equipment, heavy ass equipment, and tried to bring it down. They literally tied, what do they call them damn things? They tied all type of shit to it and tried to bring it down, and it wouldn't even come down. It wouldn't come down, and this man did it all by hand. So shout out to Sam. I believe his name was Sam Rodia. He was an Italian brother, and yeah. Y'all know my history. Of course, I'm gonna know my history. I'm from here. People think this, I'm just all hip hop. I'm a docent still at the California African American Museum. One day, if y'all ever in LA, you're from another city or another country, and you want a tour, just hit me up personally, and I can set that up. I can do that for real. So yeah, you say it's Tartanian. Yeah, it do look like, yep, some Tesla towers. I mean, yeah, bro was on it. He was on it. He was on it. Um, Down here is where they film White Man Can't Jump. I'm gonna go over there to that side of the city in Watts. I'm in Watts, y'all. We doing a field trip real quick. Anybody figure out why he named it Donuts? Looks like he had memories of previous experience. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. And then for him to put that together, I forgot what his background was, but it wasn't like like he was some damn master and builder, mason or nothing. I think he had a little background in construction and this and that, but he was not an architect. But he pieced that together. That thing looked. I mean, it's beautiful. The city said it was trash because he built it off a bunch of trash, off of the railway right here. It used to be a lot of scrap that he would pick up along the railway. This is a rail line that goes all the way into the harbor, into San Pedro, and yeah, he would get all his material from there. Yeah, he probably was building like a damn, you know, what do they call it? The damn Tower of Babylon, or some type of, I don't know, some type of transmitter. You say your mom lived in Watts for a while as a kid. What year? It's predominantly Hispanic now. I used to kick it right over here with the homies, and the first time I met BG Knockout, and he came, and we were chopping it up with him. It was over here in the New Home. It's a area called New Home Watts, and yeah, um, yeah, I used to stay down the street. I didn't stay far from here as in my high school years. When I went to Compton, says it cold? No, it's not cold. It's real temperamental. It could get to 50, 60, and then it'd be 80, 90. It's just that type of time. It's not cold though. Yeah, on these last few minutes, I said let me just go on a field trip. Y'all remember that movie? How many of y'all remember that movie? What do you call it? Name that damn it. White Man Can't Jump. This is where they film White Man Can't Jump right here. If you think I'm lying, remember Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson came down from those steps right there, and then this fool's like, "I'm gonna go get my gun." Remember? This is where they filmed it right here. White man can't jump. They filmed it right here. You know what I mean, and yeah, Woody Harrelson and them came off of that bridge, them steps, and came right over here to Watts. What y'all looking at? Oh, okay, all right. I thought they were looking. I'm like, y'all, look, ain't nobody running from nothing over here. You already know. I thought they were looking. People be over here still plotting and scheming. Don't get it twisted. You still got to watch your back. You say you never been to Cali, you got to come. I think if you're not from here, you probably won't get it or you probably won't like it. I don't know. I couldn't imagine myself coming from another state now that I've been over different places and coming here and being like, okay, yeah, I want to be here. Just, I mean, because of the weather, of course, but nah, I don't know. I'm glad I have family here. I'm glad I got roots here, but there's too many fake people that come to California. I hate to say it. Too much bull crap, for real. It was exploitation movie name. Uh, Watch name. Yeah. See, look, you come to Watts or you come to anywhere in this part of California. Look, it is January. I'm gonna show y'all something, right? Not to be all in somebody else's business, but it's January, and look, here's somebody's backyard. What do you see right there? Oranges. Those are straight oranges. Oranges in someone's backyard in January. That is the only reason to really be in LA like that. This used to be just a bunch of orange groves. That's why you have so many orange trees. Look, that's a lemon tree right there. I know my well, that's a lemon tree. There's no lemons on it yet. And that over there is a kumquat, loquat tree. There's no loquats just yet. So yeah, that's the upside of living in California. Growing your own any time of the damn year. Like you ain't even gotta, you know what I'm saying? Just January, we got oranges straight up. That is the upside. You say your lemon tree is already producing? Yeah, it makes sense because it's yeah, we're almost at spring, so yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, here's another little lemon tree. They got the little lemons. Those are little tiny lemons. You see, little tiny lemons. Anyway, y'all, um, that's it. That's all. I appreciate y'all taking this ride with me and going over. Rest in peace, J Dilla. I wanted to get a little bit more into the history and stuff, but and there's some controversy too. But I didn't want to. I think I kind of bored y'all. I hate to say it like that. I think I kind of bored y'all. A lot of times I'll do stuff like this from moving forward. I'm gonna just do members only. That's what I'm gonna do. It'll be just members only because when I get into like the deep dives of hip hop, go on location, or if you got any ideas, like if you've never been to Cali and you want me to go somewhere, what Jag say? What y'all talking about? Ha ha, Jag. Yeah, yeah. If you want me to go somewhere, I'm part of a historical society in Compton. I got a lot of places that I can go to. I got connections to different to historical societies in West Adams, and if y'all want me to go places or whatever, I'll do it. Members though, only members, and I'll go and do you know, like I'll probably be on Crenshaw again, showing y'all the cars again, and it won't be so messed up this time. But yeah, members only. I'll give y'all what y'all want. If y'all want, like, hey, go here, go here. I was gonna go to the Science Center, which is over there by USC, and I said, nah, it's a little safer in Watts. The funny thing is the Science Center. That's where the California African American Museum is, and USC is right there. Somebody just got popped. There was a shootout right down the street. I said, I ain't going. I was literally going to go there, and I said, nah, I'd rather go to Watts. Ain't that crazy? You figure it'd be more violence out here. Yeah, I'm gonna do the car show again. I'll do the car show again if they're out. I think the police might have hated, and they may not come out. Well, no, this Sunday I doubt it because it's gonna be Super Bowl Sunday. But if it is popping, I may do it. I guess I mean if Super Bowl is gonna be, I'm not watching the Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl gonna be going off in the afternoon. They still might be out there in the morning. I'm not sure. I appreciate everybody here. I appreciate the likes and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Live from Watts, California. This is Wolfgang Amadeus. Your mother's a whore. Um, yeah, live from Watts. And this is a dope little backdrop too, like that. Look at that. Let's replace this car. I'm gonna do AI. Let's replace this car with a 6.4. Replace this car, Grok. Replace this with a 6.4. Open AI. Replace that with a 6.4. All right, I'm out of here. I hope y'all appreciate it, and yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back eventually. I don't know when, but I'll be back. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all. Peace.